questions. There's a lot of questions about certified B Corps, certified BCFGs, and benefit corporations. And the language it can be very clunky, so I'm going to try to give this pretty straight up. But the important thing to know is that let's start with benefit corporations, really at the bottom. Benefit corporations is actually a legal business formation. It's a box that you can check. If you were to become a business today in the state of Oregon, you have the opportunity to be a sole proprietorship, an LLC, an S Corp, or a C Corp. And three of the four also has a box where you could say, I also want to be a benefit corporation. Sole proprietors cannot be a benefit corporation. But the idea is that this gives the flexibility and the governance to a small business to also consider business decisions based on people and planet, not just profit. And that gives some freedom and protects, if you have a board of directors, protects them from any, calls for wrongdoing, etc. And then one other thing about this, there are 42 states now. When we started, there were about 35. There are 42 states now that offer this. And as I mentioned earlier, Oregon was in 2014, and I think we were the 12th state offering that. But there are really three requirements to become a benefit corporation. And the first one is to deliver a specific benefit for the public. The second one is have this public benefit verified by an independent and credible organization. And then the last one is publish an annual benefit report, and it details the ways in which your benefit was pursued along with the achievements and challenges. I'll add here a little side note on Oregon's public annual benefit report. There is not a lot of enforcement. The state doesn't really spend any money or any effort at all really to see if a company who has become a benefit corporation or a benefit company have they produced an annual benefit report. One of the things our first 25 companies asked for and mandated was that there is an annual benefit report that must be produced if you're a certified benefit corporation for good. And what that does, of course, is it shows the accountability, it demonstrates the work you're doing, and there's a lot of good things that can come from that. And so when you come up for recertification, which is an annual event for our companies, you also must produce that annual benefit report or you can't get recertified. Okay, so a little bit more I want to talk a little bit more about B Corps. And B Corps, of course, are very similar. It's a very robust certification program. Their tagline is measure what matters. And there are companies that have chosen to pursue this rigorous, comprehensive evaluation to meet the highest standards associated with the values of this triple bottom line that I've been talking about. And to earn B Corp status, a business must accumulate adequate points through a lengthy survey. And their recertification is every 3 years at this point in time. As I said, ours is annual. And then ours is based on 8 standards that are within our questionnaire. It's a 60-question document that anybody that wants to pursue through us fills out, must go through. But it's built on these 8 standards. So values of benefit corporations, understanding them, conscientious leadership, DEI, community engagement, green practices and environment, customer-driven, strategic business practices, and work-life balance. And to get certification from us, you must be at a 70% passing or higher. It is self-assessed. So you would go through this document and you'd assess yourself on a scale of 1 to 5. And then you'd have supporting documentation for that particular question that you were going to answer. And another interesting side note here is about 10% of our businesses right now are both certified B Corps and certified BCFGs. And my guess, for the most part, is that the reason they choose to do both, at least when it comes to benefit corporations for good, is that they like, I think, the community aspects, of what our business leaders, what they bring and how they interact. So that's kind of a quick, take on what those three mean. So, and I believe now that certified B Corps, they now require a business on their recertification that it must become a benefit corporation edition. So there's that legal language that goes into that business's uh, what do I say? It goes into the documents that they provide. Okay, a little bit about the business case for certifying. Three key words really that we use when we talk about this, and there's transparency, there's a third-party objectivity, and of course the accountability. And this is something that then people can find whether you're an employee, a prospective employee, a prospective customer, or just somebody in the community wants to know what your business stands for. And that is one of the beauties of being certified with, whomever you choose, if you decide to do that, that has some validity, that has some meaning, that has some significance. It's obviously a great differentiator, and I think that becomes more key, particularly for younger generations, in marketing and branding materials. We say there are really 6 key bullet points that come that are positive results of being a certified benefit company or benefit corporation. You're able to build relationships. You're attracting new talent. You're improving your business impact, amplifying your voice, protecting your mission, and you really are leading. You really are leading a movement. It's kind of the ripple in a pond that's spreading the value to other companies, to your suppliers. They see what you're standing for. One thing that we are moving toward is this idea of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, and why are they important? Well, this was something that the United Nations put together in 2015, and as you can see, there are 17 different objectives that they have when they build out this. And we ask our businesses is to become not only more familiar with these, but then identify, depending on the size of the business, 1 or 2 that business can work on and help move toward the objectives of these 17. And one of the reasons that we really are pretty passionate about our businesses following this is that this is becoming kind of a worldwide measurement, and people are becoming more and more familiar with what these stand for. So might that work? Let's say you identified, good health and well-being, and you would want to look at, what kind of investment do you as a company make, more so on time than money, but what have you spent learning about that? What have you spent time in terms of advocating for those particular issues that come under that, that good health and well-being? So really, a really important part of our certification. That's something that we would usually go help our businesses decide if they don't already have one. Couple things here. We say, who should not be a purpose-driven business or become a certified business. And I'll start with 2 interesting facts, 2 data points here. So number 1, 90% of Gen Z believe companies must act to help social and environmental issues. They're very proactive in terms of finding those businesses, not only in terms of where they might be able to find possible employment, but also where they might want to shop or do business with. The second one is 75% will do research to see if a company is being honest when it takes a stand on issues. And again, these are both from a couple different research organizations that we follow on a regular basis as data's as data is updated. One of the things, though, we say is don't use your certification to greenwash, to appear that you're doing something that in reality you might not be doing, or just to get this badge, because these audiences, younger audiences in particular, but also other purpose-driven, demographics, people of the other demographic groups will definitely be doing some research. And if they find that, they can destroy a business very quickly. So we are always very honest. Fortunately, the businesses that come to us, we don't have to really advise them. But if we see that there's that possibility, we talk to them a little bit about that. Now, in alignment with our values, benefit corporations for good, and I think this is pretty much the same with B-Lab. We do not certify businesses selling or practicing in a couple different groups. Environmental degradation, fossil fuel products or services, gambling, guns or ammunition products, anybody practicing hate speech, human rights violations, racist policies, sexual exploitation, and sexual orientation discrimination. Those are businesses that, it's clearly stated on our website and has been from the beginning that we just will not, they won't be able to be certified through us. A little bit more here on just a few names. A lot of you might know these names. I'm trying to choose some that are familiar, but here's some companies that are purpose-driven that are either B Corps or they're certified BCFGs. But A to Z Wineworks is one. Bramsky Studio Architecture, Brew Dr. Kombucha, Catalyst Law, Chocolat, which is both a certified BCFG and a certified B Corp. Grand Central Baking, Hopworks Urban Brewery, Larkspur Botanicals, Northwest Permanente, Nosa Familia Coffee, Pacific West Bank, the Joinery, the Peak Fleet, Tofurkey, Willamette Technical Fabricators. Those are just a few, of some companies that many of you most likely have heard of, at least a couple of those. And, the kind of work, the kind of businesses that are being, attracted to this movement. I'm going to kind of get toward the end here, and I'm going to give you three unforgettable numbers, as we call them. And this is back to some data points. 75% of millennials would work for a responsible company, even for less money. That was a stat that was in the last 5 years or so. That was a statistic from Cone Communications, which is one of the research organizations we follow. Second unforgettable number, 88% of millennials say their job is more fulfilling when they are provided opportunities to make a positive impact on social and environmental issues. Again, that's from Cone. And then third one, 90% of millennial women will buy a product with social or environmental benefit given the opportunity. And then I kind of like to, there's actually a bonus fourth. This is a big one that I think is used with a lot of people that are in our movement. 66%, so that's 2/3 of global online consumers across 60 countries, and this is a pretty comprehensive study, are willing to pay more for products and services by companies that are committed to positive social and environmental change across all income brackets. And that was from the pretty well-known research organization, Nielsen. So, quick summary. Why would you certify? Building relationships, attracting talent, attracting clients, leading a movement, of course, which is of utmost importance of our world today. Improving impact. You're helping the environment. You're helping promote social justice. Amplifying your voice is the fifth one. And then lastly, just protecting your mission. That's another way that, you are held accountable to the mission that um, you've undertaken and are working towards. So I know I kind of raced through a lot of this, you guys, but I thought I'd see if there are any questions right now that I may be able to answer for you. Okay, looks pretty quiet. Two things that I kind of want to close out with is if you'd like a copy of our book, a digital copy, it is free. And if you just email me, I'll send you the link that you can just download it. And then lastly, we are having, if you want to see our community, we have these open, they cost nothing. We call them happy hours for good. There's one coming up on May 7th, and it's with a very well-known author that is very topical right now. Sherry Dunn has written a book called Qualified, and it's all about discrimination and hiring practices. She was on the Today Show a couple weeks ago, and I feel very grateful and humbled that she's going to speak to our group. It's on the 7th, which is a Wednesday. Our meeting is from 4:30 to 6:30. And just email me and come and join. We have there's a little happy hour to start, and then she speaks for about 20 minutes. It's very informal, and you get a chance to meet some of the other leaders that are in our community. And bring a friend if you want. Just let me know, and I would love to have you. Let's see. Okay, Kim, question. Yes, so pricing for the process, great questions on both those. So on our website, if you go to get certified, it spells that out. But basically, the fee is based on the number of FTEs, full-time employees in a business. Our lowest, which tends to be the most common, and that's from 0 to 5 employees, is $299 the first year, and then it goes to $199 the second year, and then that stays. In our focus when Marianne and I founded this company is we really wanted to give small businesses as much help as possible, because that's where we think the backbone of our world is. So anyway, and then if you have a bigger company, it kind of goes up by how many employees, and that's all spelled out on our Get Certified page. The process usually takes, from your end, if you're a business leader filling it out, it's usually, we say, give it about 2 hours. Some solopreneurs, and we have several solopreneurs in our community, usually it's an hour and a half, because there's several NAs, non-applicable questions, because those usually involve businesses that have a HR or a human resources component to their business. And then, as I said, you'll get a notification a year from your certification. After you have this, you have an eval call with me. We go through your questionnaire and where you're strong and where you can improve. And then we also, because our backgrounds are in marketing worlds, our first 2 acts, we also try to offer some help there, at least some ideas that we see. And then, as I said, you get a notice a year later, so that your certification's upcoming. But I'm always there to help. All our company leaders have green light to email me at any time, and I love however I can help them. So yeah, so let's see, any other questions at all? Kim? Yeah,
Just real quick,
great.
I was gonna pop your email in the chat. Is your the one we have, Tom at Benefits?
Yes, that'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah, honey, that'd be great. Yes,
Perfect.
absolutely. Yeah. That's all I've got for you, folks. But please, like I said, I'd love you. Certainly, the book is easy, but if you're interested at all, just to get a better feel for the types of business leaders and just our people, please come to our happy hour for good. We won't have another one until September, so that's another reason. And our speaker is dynamic. I mean, I will tell you, she is really outstanding. So something to think about. And with my email address, you can just tell me that you're interested in coming. I can send you the specifics and time, etc. So Anyway, that's all I've got for you. Thank you so much for your time, and let me know how else I might be able to help you. Feel free to drop an email.
Awesome. Thanks so much, everybody. Thank you so much, Tom. Thank you for hanging in with the internet issues. And join us next week for our Portland Metro Innovation Hub. And yeah, thanks, Tom. This was great.
Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
All right.
it
Take
is.
care.
You too. Bye.
Bye.